This is Penn's Woods. This is the people's woods.
So every one of our employees does care about a different segment of our recreation, whether it's our snowmobile trails, our hiking trails, whether it's taking care of one of our waterways for fishing, for hiking.
Outdoor adventures in the state forest. Welcome to Pocono Mountains Podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Jim Hamill. This is episode 28 of season 5. We just wrapped up our 8-part journey through the incredible state parks of the Poconos and then capped it off with a deep dive into one of the region's most expansive and awe-inspiring natural treasures, the Delaware State Forest. Nestled across Pike and Monroe counties, the forest spans more than 80,000 acres of wild beauty with trails and lakes and streams, and now a brand new resource management center built in 2025 along Route 402. From the Thunder Swamp Trail to the historic High Knob Fire Tower and hidden gems like Camp William Penn, we're exploring the heart and soul of this forest and the passionate people who keep it thriving. More on that in just a bit. The Poconos is a year-round destination for millions, with 2,400 square miles of mountains, forests, lakes, and rivers, with historic downtowns and iconic family resorts. It's the perfect getaway. You can always find out more on PoconoMountains.com or watch PTN, the Pocono Television Network, streaming live 24/7. Now, back to the episode. We laced up some hiking boots, grabbed some gear, and uncovered some magic, the management and the moments that make the Delaware State Forest a must-visit destination in the Poconos. Here's a listen to our full interviews with Tim, Tom, and Bill. Enjoy.
When you want to get started with the Delaware State Forest, the best place to start is right here at the new Resource Management Center built in 2025. Tim Dugan, my friend here, is the district forester with Delaware State Forest. Thanks for having us here, Tim. This is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely, James. Yeah, welcome to the Delaware Forest Resource Management Center. Delaware Forest District, we're part of Pike and Monroe counties, 85,000 acres of awesome state forest land to get out and experience. This is our new facility. It's a green certified facility here. We just opened this summer. We still have some things coming, hopefully later this fall. You want me to tell you about them?
Yeah, please. I know right now you have some taxidermy here and some items on the wall, but you're going to have plenty more for people of all ages here at the Resource Management Center.
Right. It's not quite the same as a visitor center like you'd see at a state park, but we will have some educational and interpretive elements here so people can learn about the history of the region, history of forestry and logging in America, as well as what our mission and our goals are for the Bureau of Forestry.
So a whole mural right up here on this wall behind us here will be coming soon, and items on the floor as well.
Yep. Yeah, so this wall is going to have an interpretive mural. There's going to be a 3-dimensional tree that comes out of the wall. There's going to be some interactive exhibits for kids, adults, anyone that they want to learn and play with. And down the middle of the room, we'll have different panels that'll showcase different pieces of information that we find good for people to learn about. There'll also be a really cool historical artifacts case that'll show some of the history of the region.
And some of the more important things for people who are coming to this area and making the long drive, there are restrooms, as well as a great conference center as well to be used by multiple groups in the community.
Right. Yeah. So as a state government building, a large part of what we do is emergency response and community support. And so having this facility that is able to run 24/7 if needed for an emergency. We have a large conference room. We have some facilities here to help in the case that there's a wildfire, hurricane, a major snowstorm. These are all things that have happened here in the Poconos. So our resource and our facility, with coordination, will be available to try to help the community at large.
This is a very large state forest, like the others in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but there's also a big team behind the scenes. Yeah. Maybe we could even just kind of take a gander back here and just see, we have offices and people here who are working behind the scenes day in and day out to support your programs here.
Right. So we have a staff of 35 in total across our forest district. Out of this facility, there's about a dozen people that are based out of here. And like I said, we're spread out. So people work at different remote locations.
Good stuff. All right. Maybe we should spin outside though and see really where people can get started here. There's plenty to do outside in the forest, but of course this new facility is here as a great resource for people, whenever they want to come visit and learn about what the state forest is all about.
Absolutely. This is our back end of the office where all of our staff work. We have 35 staff overall, clerical staff up front. They issue permits, take care of a lot of different resources, help do customer service for anyone that might have questions. We have some manager offices, administrative offices here in the middle.
Oh, wow. And it balloons out.
And then this large room here is like our core work area. So the Forest District has been around for over 120 years. So we have a lot of files, and we are still moving in. We're going through that process of moving. But in here, we have a lot of our timber forest management files, our leased cabin files, roads, trails, buildings, bridges, dams. We have a lot of files. Along with this being the core of our operations, we have DCNR Forest Rangers, and they're based out of this location. So they are our law enforcement force for the forest. If somebody has an emergency or they're in need, then call 911 and ask for a DCNR Ranger to come out and help them.
So they are headquartered right here on Route 402, kind of in the middle of things, so they can respond to the needs of people out there in the state forest and in the Poconos region along Pike and Monroe counties.
Yep. Absolutely.
Tim, well, let's head out on our journey. Please share with us where we should head next after the Resource Management Center. So not just this building, but there's more to the Resource Management Center, including a lot more behind the scenes.
Right. Yeah. So in the back of the site here, we have our storage building. So that's just for administrative use only. The public will come here to the front of the building. But back there, we have our wood pellet boiler for heating, and a lot of storage area for staff, equipment, and supplies.
And all new in 2025, including some electric vehicle chargers over here. So if folks are driving vehicles that need a charge, they could stop over here along their journey in the Poconos.
Yeah, and a really cool thing too, if you've got an electric vehicle, you can plug it in and charge. And then we have a trail connection to the Thunder Swamp Trail right here from the parking lot.
Let's go check that out. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're just a stone's throw down Route 402 from that Resource Management Center here in the Delaware State Forest. Tom Ludka is the assistant manager here in the State Forest. Tom, what a beautiful state forest you have here, and we're at Thunder Swamp Trailhead here.
We are at the Thunder Swamp Trailhead, right off of Route 402. It's a 28-mile loop, backpacking loop. Part of it is along a Bushkill Creek, which is a great, beautiful spot. Where we're at now, if we go north, we'll be at Saw Creek, which is a bridge that we need to replace. So that's part of the maintenance some of the maintenance we do is bridge maintenance, clearing trees off the trails, leaves off the trails, that kind of thing.
So yeah, let's head on over that way. You guys have operations, maintenance, and recreation. And there's a lot of folks who come out here seasonally throughout all 4 seasons to really enjoy what the Delaware State Forest has to offer.
So we're always preparing for the next season of what maintenance we're going to do, whether it's road maintenance in the summer. In the fall, we're preparing if we get enough snow for snowmobile trails. We have 193 miles of snowmobile trails, which is quite a bit.
Well, Saw Creek, Bushkill Creek, we got some arrows here. We know if we go that way, we're headed down to the Bushkill.
If we go this way, we're going to Saw Creek.
Fantastic. So everything's marked, maintained, and that's something of a labor of love. You have a lot of personnel that you manage, and those folks obviously buy into the program here of this is Penn's Woods, this is the people's woods.
So every one of our employees does care about a different segment of our recreation, whether it's our snowmobile trails, our hiking trails, whether it's taking care of one of our waterways for fishing, for hiking. So everybody has what they like, and they try to, if they can use that, what they love, to focus on that to make it a little bit better. They're all users of the forest as well. So it's a great thing that it's a rewarding part of the job that they get to do.
And this time of year, we're here in the fall months. It is exquisite. The colors that burst through these leaves and these canopies is something of nature's wonder, right?
Absolutely is. And we're at a good time of the year that the colors are all changing. They're different times for different species. And yeah, we're at a pretty magical time of the year.
Do you think people are, especially from people who live here and people who visit here, so appreciative of what it is you guys do to manage all of these acres of wooded land?
We try to make everyone happy with as many uses as we can get. We're always in a preparation for the next season. So hunting season is here. There's other hunting seasons around the corner, trying to make sure that we have enough access and correct access for everyone, and trying to keep everyone's needs and everyone's recreation uses in mind. So we try to do the best we can with what we have.
That's great. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. This is a special spot, Tim. We're still in the state forest, but this is a different part of it, almost like a state park, you said. Camp William Penn. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, so this is our Camp William Penn track. We're right off of Snow Hill Road and Cool Ball Road here, right on the corner of Monroe and Pike County. This is a parcel that DCNR picked up in the late 2012 time. It used to be a camp for the city of Philadelphia. It's a great spot, really cool trails. We have two small ponds on site here. It is state forest, so it's open for passive recreation. We get a lot of people that come here, walk the trails.
Dogs.
Yeah, dog walking. It's open for fishing. You know, people can enjoy the water. It's really easy to get into. A lot of our state forest has big rocks and boulders and tree roots that makes it harder for some people to get to. This site is pretty flat and it's easy for people to come in.
And just take a gander at this site here in October. I mean, what a spectacular view here with that sun glistening off the water and the trees just, you know, changing in all different directions across the landscape here.
Yeah,
this is special.
Yeah, this is a great spot. We do get a lot of day use here where people come in, again, you know, walk their dogs, come in to go fishing. You know, there still is a remnant dock here from the camp, you know, that, you know, you'll see people out there just enjoying the day.
Well, hello, Bill. Thanks for joining us up here.
How's it going?
It's going well, thanks, especially on a gorgeous fall day like today where you could see miles around. We are up on High Knob, and we understand why it got its name High Knob.
We are way high in the Pocono region.
We are. We could see so far around, and there's a structure here, Bill. Let's go over here and see a little bit more about what this fire tower, about 100 years old.
Right.
Fire tower.
103 years old is our High Knob fire tower.
That's amazing.
So this was here, and there weren't trees at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really meant to help from a forestry standpoint manage when there are forest fires, which do happen, whether it's Mother Nature or somebody's negligence.
Right. Most of the fires are human caused. And from up here, we can spot smoke all the way down to the Delaware water gap.
Wow, that's amazing. Let's go on up and check it out.
Sure thing.
All right. All right, Bill, we're up top in this High Knob fire tower built over a century ago, and it still serves a purpose today.
Right. So in the spring particularly, we'll definitely staff somebody up here on days where there's a higher fire danger. And their job is to basically scan the perimeter all day looking for smoke. If they find smoke, they get to call it in. Then they'll use the map here to pinpoint where it's at and let us know where to go to respond to the fire.
We were just talking about seeing over into New Jersey, Catskills, New York. That's the obelisk, right?
Correct.
From the
High Point State
Park over there. Now the Delaware water gap is straight through that way. And then of course we were up the Big Pocono not too long ago, and we can actually see the ski trails at Camelback and Big Pocono from here.
Right, and our other fire tower is up there. So between the two towers, sometimes we'll actually have to triangulate where the fire is. So if we're not exactly sure how far away a fire is, we can get them to see the same direction.
Yeah.
And where those two lines will cross will give us an idea of where the fire is.
And so this is like older technology, as we pointed out, but obviously something that's been meshed with newer technology nowadays.
Sure.
With, you know, digital abilities to triangulate that kind of stuff. And
yeah, but fire towers are still used all across the country too. And there really hasn't been much improvement on how they work in over a century.
This state forest is very vast.
Yes.
And, but beautiful.
Always.
Yeah.
Spring, summer, doesn't matter the season. It's great to come up here on your day that you're working. Now we got fall color. In the spring, you can see the blossoms coming up. If you come up here in the summertime just to do some maintenance on it, you get to see the birds flying around every time. We get eagles and such flying over Peck's Pond sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's great to be above the birds.
It is. This is way up there. The rarefied air. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Eden with the Forest Service. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. 3, 2, 1. Tim, there is quite a bit that goes into managing the state forest. And one of the things that the public should really know about are there projects that you do where you do cut trees down, but it's all for the betterment of the health of the forest.
Yeah, absolutely. So a big part of our mission in managing the Commonwealth's forest is to supply timber and wood products to industry it is a renewable resource, and we do it in a sustainable way. The Commonwealth Forest is certified as a green certified forest by a third party. And so today we're out at an active timber sale.
See the stumps right there?
Yep,
Yeah.
forest management project, where the loggers are in here right now, removing trees, turning them into wood products that everyone uses in their homes and their houses and work every day.
And it's interesting to see it from up high as well, isn't it? The differentiation between one that's relatively new and one that you'll show us in just a little bit that's been about a decade or more old.
Right, yeah. So when you look at one of these current harvests or something that's more recent, people will see a lot of material down on the ground. It may look a little more brown, but it doesn't take very long for that habitat to come back. All the new sunlight coming in, the nutrients biodegrading, creates habitat for animals, plants, all alike, and they do come back quite nice.
That's awesome. Tim, we just walked not very far from where the new cut is. This is 14 years past when the cut happened here last. The differentiation is, this seems healthy. This seems what it's supposed to be.
Right, yeah, this is a great showcase. This area was harvested about 14 years ago, and the forest has grown back.
Yeah.
It's thick, it's dense, there's a lot of diversity, a lot of different species here. And it just goes to show you, like, good forest management happens a lot on the state forest land, and we're really proud of it. And this is a great area to be in.
So all those acres of land, every once in a while, one parcel will be identified as something, whether it's a prescribed burn, whether it's, a timber harvest, but it's the cycle of things here in the forest.
Right, right. And we also have a lot of reserve land as well. So there's a lot of state forests that won't see active management like a timber sale. So we have a really balanced matrix of our acreage that does get treatment and some of it that doesn't. So we try to keep all the opportunities, and diversity is key for our forest. It makes a healthy forest ecosystem, provides great opportunities for people to come out and recreate, and it helps the industry as well.
That's fantastic. Tim Dugan with Delaware State Forest here in the Pocono Mountains, Pike and Monroe counties.
All right.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, James.
Delaware State Forest. You can learn more at PoconoMountains.com. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. We'll have a new episode each week, highlighting lots of the fun things you can experience while you're visiting the Poconos. Subscribe and leave a review and/or comment on whatever platform you listen.
Celebrate our great restaurant scene and our chefs that make it happen during Restaurant Week.
Enjoy.
The Pocono Mountains is the best when it comes to creative food and beverage. Why not try something new? Or sample our international flavors and mountain favorites. These are the most delicious weeks of the year. You just have to know when it is. Visit PoconoMountains.com.
We're back. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. I'm Jim Hamill. Now for a Pocono Mountains Podcast Extra. The Van Scott Nature Reserve in Wayne County is just a few years old, part of the Delaware Highlands Conservancy. With lots of programs and space to roam and learn about nature, it's a great spot for folks to visit. Here's a listen back to the story from 2021. Enjoy.
Hi again, it's Jim Hamill, and while the weather outside is getting a bit more frosty this time of year, it's nice to have the warm fires burning inside, like here at the Settlers Inn in Hawley. And so for anybody who wants to get outdoors in the colder months and get those inside fires burning, there's a lot of places to explore in the Pocono Mountains, including the Van Scott Nature Reserve. It's run by the Delaware Highlands Conservancy, and it's not far from here. Let's go take a look.
This is our new home through a generous gift by Dr. Van Scott of a 144-acre historic farm in Wayne County.
Grant Genslinger led us on a hike at the Van Scott Nature Reserve, a short drive from Honesdale and Hawley in Beach Lake, and now the headquarters of the Delaware Highlands Conservancy. All 144 acres, complete with everything needed to help carry out the organization's mission.
We have meadows, we have forests, we have ponds, we have streams. It talks about the watershed. There's so much that we can do and introduce to our entire community, and give them a little bit more in depth that they can see here and explore and learn from the programs that we will be instituting shortly.
The Conservancy has been helping landowners protect their land since 1994. and only now has a home of its own that's protected. Once a dairy farm, now an expansive system of trails and views for miles.
You can see the foothills of the Catskills to one side, the tri-state marker in Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. So it's just a beautiful panorama, and the terrain really speaks to our name. It's the Delaware Highlands, that rolling hills in the upper Delaware River region.
We're open sunrise to sunset. The trails are open, and we invite people to just stop by and take a walk and enjoy this beautiful property. There's trail maps on our website. There's trail maps. You can pick them up at the kiosks at the trailheads. So we really encourage you to get out and enjoy this beautiful area.
More than 3 miles of walking trails. And in the winter, the starting point for the Conservancy's highly popular Eagle Watch bus tours. And Executive Director Diane Rosenkrantz has already seen visitors to the Poconos finding their way to the reserve to explore.
I got to meet a couple last week who had come in from one of our green lodging partners, Settlers Inn. They were staying there and they saw the rack card that was there about the reserve and said, instead of just staying inside, we wanted to come for a hike. We're part of the community. We're trying to help support them and bring other people here too. So all of our visitors, all of our community, anyone who wants to come here and explore with their family, their grandchildren, you need a day away, anything like that. It's such a fabulous place to come and walk, and it's really quite invigorating.
And soon there will be a host of programs for all ages to help foster the understanding of what it means to protect land just like this. Something the Van Scott family did when they gifted the property to the Delaware Highlands Conservancy. Forever.
We've always had a vision of having a central location, but when someone steps forward with a donation of this magnitude, it challenges you to grow into it and to expand the things that we are working on.
So when you find yourself looking for that next chance to explore the Pocono Mountains, find your way to Van Scott Nature Reserve. The staff of the Delaware Highlands Conservancy now calls the farmhouse their home and welcome you to visit. To learn more, go to delawarehighlands.org.
Van Scott Nature Reserve. You can learn more at PoconoMountains.com. We hope you enjoyed Pocono Mountains Podcast. Please remember to subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. Come visit us in the Pocono Mountains. Plan your trip today.